So I'm doing these back to back, but in a kind of strange order. I was forced to do it in this order because of the fact that I was going to the library today, Friday. And usually I go on Thursdays. So, but I went a day later, and it was I could have and should have uploaded this, filmed this yesterday or a few days ago, but I didn't because I didn't have enough time. I was doing a lot of reading and all that kind of stuff. But I should have, but I didn't. But here's Omnibus Friday episode 17 or 18. I've lost count, and that is the Doom Patrol Omnibus by Grant Morrison. This is one I have not read all of. I've not read all of what's collected in the omnibus, but I have read the first volume. I say first 6 issues or so, and I was absolutely hooked. And I was like, I need more, and I need more right now. My library said they had the whole series, or at least book 1. I think they said. I think it was that they had book 1, but not books 2. None of the rest of the books that make up Grant Morrison's run. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna buy this book. I bought this along with Invisibles and Planetary, which is super ironic because of the fact that it was 2 of them. Planetary is Warren Ellis, but both Doom Patrol and Invisibles are both Grant Morrison. In both series, I remember they said the longest time, my local library said they could interloan Invisibles because it's on the catalog. But if you do more information for the Invisibles omnibus, the library says we don't ship out books to. Publishers is so big, we don't ship out those kinds of books, or at the very least those kinds of books to other libraries, which I understand. Omnibuses are pretty fragile too, kind of, sort of. Yes, Doom Patrol, Grant Morrison, collecting all of his run, 19 to 63, right? Am I wrong? I may be wrong. No, I was right. I was exactly right. 19 to 63, and then Doom Patrol special, Doom Force special issue 1, and a bunch of additionals like artwork at the back. At the back, you will see not a whole lot actually. It's just this, just a little interview. So Doom Patrol is one of the very early DC Vertigo books. It's when DC was trying to be harder edge, or trying to not be so kid friendly. Like, hey, let's make books not just for kids. Let's go for an older audience. And I think a lot of that was thanks to the fact of the Silver Age and Stan Lee. So those guys had grown up and they're like, hey, I want to still read comics, but I don't want to feel like I'm being talked down to. DC Vertigo was one of the first publishers, or DC rather, was one of the very first, because it was DC Vertigo, that was in 1991. I think this predates Vertigo. Let's see. I know what Hellblazer does, but it was DC, and they just said on the cover of the book, made for, suggested for mature readers. And they didn't have a comics code, obviously. There's no code. Yeah, there's this new format. But it was a bit harder edge. Just to start with, they would the worst thing they would say was shit sometimes. They never no F words the longest time. The violence, it could get pretty violent. I remember Hellblazer was a lot of horror violence. It was pretty R-rated violence too. But I think because they got a free pass, it was because it was cartoons. Yeah, it's cartoony. Yeah, it's more realistic, but it's still cartoony. So they got a free pass. But then, especially when they got the actual Vertigo imprints, they didn't have to be like, oh, what if a kid picks up DC comic? Oh, this is the same publisher as Batman. Let's pick up Doom Patrol. Oh, it has a lot of swearing in it, and it's not made for a kid my age. The kid being 5 years old. The same kid that picks up Batman should not pick up, and I'm talking not Dark Knight Returns Batman, but Batman in general should probably not be picking up Doom Patrol, and that's why. I feel like they still had to have some rules, but when the Vertigo imprint came out and they were able to get that Vertigo imprint, they then were able to go all out. But this is one of the very first ones. This one I remember really enjoying. This is one of those books that made Grant Morrison a household name for me. Put him on the map for me. Artwork, and then So the artist is Richard Case. I'm just gonna go over the first two names. I'll do the first page. Second page. There we go. Oops. There we go. If you watch the TV show, I would say this is where you should go first. There is a follow-up omnibus, the Rachel Pollack omnibus. And again, mostly because the only reason why I've not picked that up is because I'm not picking up DC books. When I pick up books myself, it's usually it has been for the past year or so. It's been Image Comics. A lot of that is just the way I am, kind of thing. Once I get a satisfactory amount of Image Comics that I want, like all the ones that I want, all the series that I want, all the authors, that kind of thing, I probably will move on to Vertigo. That'll probably be the next one I move on to. And I'll get all the Vertigo books I want, and then, but then, so I'll get that then. 2025, I'll get, like, same year GTA 5, or GTA, sorry, same year GTA 6 comes out, I will get, I'll get the Doom Patrol, Rachel Pollack Omnibus, and I'll stop getting so many Image Comics. The main reason was just to budget myself. I get books from one publisher, and I chose Image. Image has the best of what I want. It's not like, oh, here's Spider-Man, this run, but I have to read this one first. You didn't know that? Whoops, sorry. And read sure as hell what can I tell you. I'm saying, in Marvel Comics, I'm saying it's one that would say that. But yeah, kind of one of those things. And that's the main reason for why, because it's easy to... That's why I'll be moving on to Vertigo, is because, all I have to get... When I get Preacher, I know it's all a Preacher. And I'll get the two omnibuses, I know it's all a Preacher. It's nothing that came up beforehand. And it's not like it's like a revamp series. I actually got the rebooted series kind of thing. But that, as I say, is that. Hopefully I got the... I'll just do the thumbnail. Because the thumbnails for this one, these ones are hard to do because it will just immediately like or it won't be me showing the book. It's really annoying. But it's because I only show the book for a 6-minute video. I only show it like for 30 seconds at most, maybe a minute.